Sophie to escort her to the plane over cruelty towards Charlotte. The Queen threw Meg out of the country after multiple offences. Wow. The person relaying the information says that she got it from MI5 or MI6. Allegedly, Meg was scheduled to make an appearance as part of her work that she refused. The Queen's aides informed the Queen. She sent for Meg for a meeting with the Queen. Meghan refused. Said she had a prior engagement. This was after she'd been busted by Prince William taking photos of Charlotte while she was sleeping in a bedroom, after Catherine had reported jewellery missing. Vendors were still sending her expensive gowns as gifts, etc. She was on shaky ground already. The Queen's aides found out Meg was headed to a meeting. They contacted the meeting host and cancelled it, by order of the Queen. Meg showed up, no one was there to meet with her. She threw a tantrum. The Queen's security people were there and escorted her to a waiting car. She pitched a fit, "Take your hands off me, I'm the Duchess," and more. They ignored her, stuck her in the car. Inside were Edward and Sophie with Meg's luggage in the trunk. The Queen had sent aides to Frogmore who packed Meg's bags. That's why she left a diary at Frogmore Cottage, because she didn't pack her own things. They were driven straight to RAF Norfolk, where there was a waiting plane. They loaded her onto it. Edward and Sophie escorted her onto the plane, settled her in, left her there, and they flew her to Canada. That's what Harry wants an apology for. They called the Sandringham Summit. Remember how it was scheduled for several weeks later, but Harry wanted to move it forwards. Things that seem well evidenced and believed, and are in Lady Colin Campbell's book, are accepting freebies from suppliers, bullying staff, not making enough effort to learn and follow rules and protocols, and setting up deals with media companies. There's a sense that she invited people like Oprah and Gayle King to her wedding. She didn't know either of them, but she had a game plan right from the start. And they were in contact with Netflix and other media companies from very early on. Whether you believe the surrogacy rumours or not, there were very odd things going on with how they were behaving throughout the pregnancy and the birth of Archie. If they faked the pregnancy with Archie, it would explain one hell of a lot with regard to their fear of the press and the British royal family's attitudes towards them once they found out. There was the ridiculous cruel behaviour towards her own family which painfully played out in the public eye. They sued the Daily Mail against palace advice and generally behaved badly towards the press. Most of what they accused the press of was down to a few social media trolls. The vast majority of press coverage was positive in the early stages. However, in the later stages, they got bad coverage over stories that were leaking about the wedding, the bullying, her family. They resented the press speaking out against her, talking about a high budget spent on clothes, use of private jets, and their hypocrisy over the climate. The way she behaved at Wimbledon, clearing all the rows of seats around her, the exorbitant spectacle and extravagance of a baby shower. There are also rumours from many sources that are probably reliable that she was somehow scamming Charles with her friend Jessica Mulroney by getting free clothes from suppliers or borrowing clothes that she returned and then charging Charles the full price. For some reason, Charles covered the costs of a wardrobe allowance. They constantly tried to upstage other senior royals, making announcements of things or posting photos, etc., the same day that other royals had major events, totally contrary to palace practice.